Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Dr. Fix. In today's very video edition here, I'm going to be making a comparison between Honda and Toyota who makes best car. I want to state in this very video here that if you watch the thumbnail, it's going to shock you that it is not about who it's not the obvious is actually not the case here. It's not a lot of you guys have made up your mind right now and believing that well, this guy is gonna screw this guy. Let me state something clear here. I want you all who are end users, who are not manufacturers, to be on a neutral ground here because the stampede is on us. All right. So when an influencer is being paid to sway you to change your opinion and tell you to follow this direction, well, there have to be a fact like I'm about to show you guys today, and we're going to be diving into a real life record, right? That is from end users and government organizations that are commissioned to be able to check the cars which most of us are using are buying brand new from car lot. So those real record is what we're going to be going through today. So, and furthermore, stop being emotional. Kindly stop being emotional with these guys because what they know is money and figures. When you use your emotion to play on this very video, on making your decision, you are going to pay with your money and they are going to be the one gaining. So what we're going to do, if you listen to my advice, is let's us see who makes the best car and buy from them. So in that, we're not going to be spending our fortune and what we're supposed to be using to make our life better on buying cars that becomes nothing but a money pit and a problem that constitute to making our life miserable on a daily basis. So that is my appeal to you guys before we watch this very video. I am on a neutral ground, so try to be on a neutral ground and see the truth as it is. It pains me a lot, right, when I see people going through frustrations, and it is all because of they are dancing to the tone of people, because of the way their mind has been configured by different social media influencers, right? I feel pain for them, right? And that is why I'm making this very video. I love the truth because the truth can save you a whole lot of money. Truth can save you from a bad relationship. Truth can save you from making a bad decisions that's gonna prey on your life, right? That's gonna drain your wallet, that's gonna keep you poor and make you miserable. So that is why I'm being very, in fact, 100% neutral while making this very video. And it's gonna shock you that the obvious is often not it. The popularity most often times is not a sign of victory. It's not the sign of the best. So let's dive in. Toyota car complaint. The reason why I decided I want to go over here is if I start telling you now, a lot of you guys are going to feel that I hate some certain brand over the other. But I want to stay as neutral as possible and show you guys nothing but the truth here because I love truth. Now, in Toyota mix, let's take a look at the record here. You see 16,331 complaint. That's the first point there. However, sometimes I don't actually base my own realistic results based on that complaint because sometimes things can switch up. I want you to understand here, people are easily manipulated. Like you go to YouTube right now, there are a lot of influencers who are influencing, who have a lot of audience that they are messing around with. So if the manufacturer pays those influencers, right, they will not maintain their stand and be neutral, and they can go into telling you that BMW is a bad car, Mercedes is a bad car, Volkswagen is a bad car. In fact, every European car is a bad car. Only Toyota is a good car. Probably you have heard this before. I'm certain you have heard this before. So you're not going to be hearing it from my mouth for the first time. Now, from over here, you can see the 2019 Toyota RAV4, 27 Camry, 28 RAV4 and 29 Camry, and 24, 27 RAV4 is the worst. If you take a look at Camry right now, you have 3,588 complaints. and that is 2007 Camry that actually have more of that. Then we have Corolla, which is a popular brand, have more on the Corolla. And which one again? Take that hit, Highlander. And I'm gonna tell you, okay, Prius and RAV4. Yeah, sorry, Prius. Okay, 210, 26, 27 is where the problem started from. Okay, engine problems also. See, excessive oil consumption. This is literally a problem with Toyota. Engine, too much oil consumption, burning too much oil, you know. So, and why I'm about to use my own yardstick measures, use that as a yardstick, is any engine related problem or transmission is going to put a lot out of your wallet. So that is my point of focus. So let's take a look at NHT fires. Crashes, about 37 of them crash, one caught fire, 12 injuries, one death. Average miles of occurrence is 42,000 miles. That's on Prius, right? So and you can see the information here. I won't go into all that details. I just want to give you a light, like here they have a 155 problem from public, but when the NHTSA goes into investigation, they're discovering 1,068 problems with Prius. But people actually so claim that Prius is so reliable, So why I'm making this video is that you don't often get swayed by the influencers because they are paid to say what they say, not like me. I am not that kind of a person because I am on a neutral ground here. Now, Prius in 2010 have engine problem also. 167 people lodged a complaint concerning that, and NHTSA complained after their own investigation, lodged a complaint of 466 problems. That is, if you don't know, Prius is a hybrid car. So excessive oil consumption always takes the lead. So I want you to understand that in as much as Toyota is concerned, they suck in building a reliable engine that doesn't burn oil. They have that problem, and I'm gonna also explain this to you guys as we go later, because there have been a lot of different Toyotas in our channel, which I might put the engine here. There are a lot of them. Aside the engine oil burning, some of them, when they have a common blown top cylinder head gasket, you are replacing that engine, guys. And that is not the same thing with other brand. I'm gonna, we're gonna compare this later on. Then some of them, when they have a blown top cylinder head gasket, I'm gonna name them, like a 2AZ-FE engine from 2003, 2425 down to 27. Aside the excessive oil consumption, that car can burn top cylinder head gasket, which with the instrument cluster temperature gauge and at the middle, which means at the right engine operating temperature. So that's a terrible thing. Unlike you're gonna see with me, all right? I've seen a lot of Honda, but Honda will overheat and you'll not change the engine. And even funny, you will not even change the top cylinder head gasket. I made a video concerning which I said the car company that make the worst, in fact Toyota make the worst top cylinder head gasket. I am not mincing word. I am saying that for a fact. That very video is right there in my channel. Go ahead and watch it, and you will understand my hypothesis, my judging comparison, contrast to other cars. So when I'm saying this thing here, I'm not saying it to upset you guys. I'm trying to throw the truth right there so that you see it for what it is. And should you choose you want to buy this car, have it at the back of your mind that someone has told you before that these are the problems of this very car. Should you choose to accept it, it is your problem to deal with it, all right? I'm not saying buy or don't buy. Now let's go back to pretty much, okay, Matrix have the same, have 1ZZ engine issue, 1ZZ engine, and most of the common problem with the 1ZZ engine is if the engine heats up, if it overheats for any reason, you are replacing the engine. So excessive oil consumption is still one of the major problems. Look at it right here. So the truth is right here. I know a lot of people will not want to watch this video to this very point, but I started with Toyota because some are gonna say, okay, let's be patient and watch until we see the Honda. And I told you, like before, that when a car takes a lot of money, when you have any car have engine problems, this one have less transmission problem, which is a good one. It's gonna pull a lot out of your wallet. So let's go and take a look at I mean, for the fact that Toyota have a problem in their 2019 RAV4 means that there is a problem. How about Highlander? The problem with the Highlander also is going to be coming from the 2GR FE engine. And what is the problem? excessive oil consumption, coolant pump failure, a lower mile. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. There is no need of me putting off head, you know. So we're gonna see it from 2008 that have much more files. Engine problems. Okay, now on the engine problems, you guys can see that in public, some people are not even coming up to come and complain about it. It's only 24, but look at the numbers that the NHTSA are getting. That is what we take into consideration. That's what I take into consideration. The NHT is my take because they are professionals, right? Aside people going to lodge complaints, you know, if after this brainwashing that a lot of social media influencers are doing, a lot of people will not want even to come over here to come and comment, to come and register, to come and file a complaint concerning Toyota car due to the love they have for the social media influencer. It is happening. You guys are gonna see it, right? And you will remember what I said. So, however, when people are left to their free will, they can vent their anger, they can tell you their frustration, and there are people you cannot buy off without brainwashing, right? That is why, you know, when it comes to that brainwashing thing, that's why the religions, the school, the entertainment is there to brainwash people, to lock people into matrix. So let's dive in there and see the Highlander. Okay, now other problem with the Highlander is the engine failing without any notice. Without any notice. Okay, average mile is 98 when it happens. So you can read for yourself here. Even if I'm not seeing it here, the oil, yes, the pressure hose, I call that pressure hose, often broke, and the engine will fail. So later Toyota have to re-engineer that very pressure hose that goes from the oil pump to oil filter, because when it busts, the engine blows. That's the engine knocks. You have to replace the engine, so, or rebuild it. So let me go back to RAV4. Okay, we did only, let's see, 2015. What was the major problem? I think Toyota did correct a lot on 2015, so there is less engine problem in 2016 Toyota Highlander, which is a pretty good thing. All right, and less transmission issue. NHTSA complaint is one. Maybe they are still under investigation. However, 7 persons has reported. Some people have reported of transmission slippage, not shifting smoothly, hesitation. So I want to go back to, let's go back to RAV4. The RAV4 will not be any other thing other than excessive oil consumption. It's 2,632 for 2019 car. That is terrible. I want to go in there again. Okay, 2002 have more records than others. 2002, 2007. 2007, I'm not going to be seeing anything much. Okay, transmission issues. This one rock, the 2002, not shifting properly, jacking, computer issues, engine problem. Yeah, there is something you guys have to understand. The worst nightmare of Toyota engine begins from, I think, 2003 to 4 with the 2 FA engine or so. So if we check this 2006, we will definitely see oil burning issue. Okay, can you guys see it right here? How did I know this? Because I'm in the field. We fix this car like every day. I'm in the field, guys. So I'm gonna tell you where Toyota AC compressors start having issues, more issues, where customers are having more complaints, their engines start having more issues. So even if we go to 2004, we're still gonna start seeing that engine. Okay, engine overheating. What did I say? I said I said something about the car overheating and without notification. So for this 2007, it's gonna be oil consumption, because it's a 2 FA engines. Almost they spread this engine like a virus to nearly all their cars. Look at that's the typical expenditure, almost $2,000. So 165 people would lodge a complaint concerning that. So I'm gonna be bouncing out of here. Let's take 2019 and see what happened in 2019. It was more of a transmission issue in public reports, but NHTSA complaint is about the engine, loud acceleration, oil consumption. I also forget to say that the 2G FR engine of Toyota, aside oil pump failure, VVTi failure is another thing, that the car starts up in the morning and it makes a rattling noise. Possibly, if you have that very V6 engine, you may have probably heard this I'm talking about. So 0 crash, 0 fire, 0 injury, 0 death, average mile. And these are people's stories. People are facts about the problem of 2019. which is, we're talking about latest technology here. The car of 2019 should not start having that kind of issues. Let's see the transmission problem, by the way. Hesitates, shift roughly. In as much as it didn't fail, it's gonna be, wow. This one caught me off guard, guys. Typical cost of repair, $20,000. How will the car owners face 50 complaints? Multiply 50 by $20,000. Average miles 3,450. That is the worst car ever. That's the worst car. I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna say about worst car is not just about the failure rate, is how much you spend to fix it. I bet you're not gonna find a Honda that a typical repair cost is gonna reach up to this half. We're gonna go into it. So for now, I'm closing on the Toyota aspect. Let's go on. This is 2019 Toyota RAV4 here, guys. How many years ago? Like 5 years ago. The hesitation upon installation. Only 50 people reported. I wonder, maybe the NHTSA and HTSA are still under investigation. So this is crazy. Even the rear differential, no data. But okay. So let's get to Honda. Let's get to Honda car complaints. And let's see. From there we can know who make the best car. Sorry. Okay. So we have 30,456 complaints on Honda. And the worst model are 2003 Accord, 2001 Civic, 2004 Accord, 2002 Accord, then 2016 Civic. Okay. Only Accord have 12,000 complaints issues. Civic 6,900, because these are the most popular Honda line, Honda cars, and CRV. The rest, a lot of them here are just minor. Odyssey 2009 complaints. So let's begin with Accord. Let's see, the highest volume is 2008 Nigeria Accord Zurika Evo Spirit, and this 2003 2004 they call it end of discussion. So let me go ahead and take a look at what was the problem between 2002. Transmission problem. Let's see. Okay, sleeping. Let's go down to 2,500 typical repair cost, and we have 354 complaints. Average my 94,950. Okay. Now want to go back. Okay. There is something concerning here. I'm not saying this that I want to compromise some things. How come that the public report? Okay, that is pretty normal. It's pretty normal. When the public reports is much more than the NHTSA complaint, it is pretty normal. However, no, it is not normal. When the public report is much more than NHTSA complaint, there is something wrong. It means the people has been stimulated to make some things up. However, why did I say that? The individuals' complaints can be much more than the investigators, because they're not professionals. They can give fact checks on the receipts and the rest of them, but they are not trained in that field to discover more problems, maybe like mechanic, like forensic science. So how come the public is having 793 complaints, and when the investigators go to complain, they're seeing 347? Something is wrong, right? It is easier to manipulate the public than to manipulate the government organization of the US. However, this one here is realistic. Public only come out to complain about 29, and the NHTSA go under to discover that there is 96 problems on the engine. Okay, excessive oil consumption, average repair 2,000, typical repair cost 2,510. Sorry, average my 87,000. 12 complaints. Okay, now let's see the NHTSA. Okay, their own complaint was, okay, let's see, there's about engine, average mile. Can you guys see a difference there? There's a huge difference. The average mile on the NTHC report is 136,000 mile. On engine, when the engine issue started, let's take a look at the 13. Okay, 64, and that is realistic if you pair the two figures together. 62,000. So let's go back to 2008. Evil Spirit brake problem, engine problem. If you look at it, the public were reporting 1277 problem. After the investigators investigated, they were discovering 590 problem. Something is not right. Now let's take a look at the second one, which is the engine problem. The public complaint is 588. If the public are having more energy to come and put up problem here, and investigators are seeing less of the problem that people are complaining, then something is wrong. Is it that Honda paid the US agency to manipulate the numbers against the people's opinion? I'm just thinking out loud, guys. So that's the engine problem. Excessive oil consumption. Okay. Typical repair cost 1,260. Average mile 67. Okay. And what about transmission issue? Okay. Jacking into gear 4,500. Average mile 34. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think after the whole video. Slippage. Okay, this is not too much. Let's see the NTHC file. Okay, they didn't put figures, amount of money there. So that is Honda Accord 2008. Let's see the brake problem. How much? That's gonna be little. Yes, brake problem doesn't take much, like engine or transmission. So that's why I'm more concerned about the figures, amount of money that it takes to fix it. That is what determines who makes better car. Those who takes more money to fix their problem, even if it is little, make worse cars, because that is saying that the car encountered a huge damage over a short period of time or within the time that the customer uses it. So that is my own base of knowing who makes better car. If it is more expensive to fix and it's the same, let's say it's 2019, a frame of 2019, 2015 to 220 within that bracket, and only 5 people, or let's say 10 people, are complaining about the problem, but each person on average are spending about $30,000. Then we have the other side where we have 100 people complaining about a certain problem, and each person on average is spending about $1,000. Which problem is bigger, guys? Is it the one that a lot of people are complaining about, or the one that less people are complaining about but spending more? So I want you to think about that for a second. I want to go back to see also here, like what I was saying previously. The public end users were reporting 1277 problem on brake problem, and HTSA was finding 590. So I don't know if it is totally the same way with that of Toyota. I don't know. So let's go back to Honda. We're looking for the one with big figures. Honda Civic. Say 216, because they did actually report an AC heater problem. Wow. It's not working properly. That's 1,290, and it started occurring at 43,450 miles. 110 complaints. Okay, excessive whistling noise, poor calibration, AC leaks on one side, blows cold, and another blows warm. That's yes, that's what it is. 1 complaint. However, there is no engine problem on 2016, so that's a win for Honda. That their newer models are not developing serious problem in comparative with Toyota 219 RAV4, that the average spend on fixing the problem is $20,000. Are you guys seeing what I'm saying? It is not about the total lodge of complaint is how much that was spent to fix the problem. That is my point. So, people sometimes might not be able to make things up like that, even if they succeeded in getting more complaints out there to ruin the company's reputation. Now, let's go back to 2008. You can come back to check this later though. Body paint engine problem. I am not, let me take a look at the body paint problem, clear code cracking. Okay, well, that's another thing also to look at there. Uh, painting, engine cost, engine reviewed, and transmission system seem to be taking a lot of wallet. I didn't see how much they spent on fixing those AC. I think we need to take a look at it, right? But I don't think it's gonna take that much. It don't take up to $2,000. Since it's just a leak. Clear coat peeling, 600. Clear coat cracking. Paint is flaking off, 600. Okay, let me go back. 45 complaints. Okay, let's see the N. HTSA was talking about a structure body problem. Okay, I want to go back to 2006 Civic. Okay, the body paint problem. Okay, I think that's the one we just come out from. Let's see 2007. Body paint problem. Hubs and wheel problem. Engine problem. Uneven tire wear. That is not too much. Sorry, that's not too much. Let's see the engine problem. Cracked block. Wow, one side of engine mount failure. Engine surges. I know it's gonna be taken a lot when you say cracked engine block. 78 complaint. 2007 Honda Civic. Okay. Excessive air consumption on the tray. Okay. ECU failure. Okay. Control arms. These are pretty much in my own analysis. AC heater problem. Let's see how much this AC. And we'll go to the transmission. AC not working properly. How much was spent? 700. Typical cost. Okay. Transmission. Difficulty changing gears. $1,000. Transmission failure. Wow. Okay. But still pops out of gear. 27. Let's get back to which one again? Okay. 2001 Civic. Transmission and engine problem. Yeah, it's gonna cost a lot because it's transmission, exhaust. Okay, that's about Honda Civic. Okay, let's go to CRV. Wow, from 218 to 19. Let's see what happens there. Electrical problem. That's not gonna be really of issue. It's cheap repairs. Let's see the 218. Let's be fair. Engine problems. Fuel in oil with overfill, loss of power. That's gonna be more of a little problem. That's not a serious concern. No transmission issues. That's great. 2018 Honda CRV. So I wanna see 217. Engine problems. No transmission issues. Okay, those are minor issues, guys. Now the figures are speaking for itself. Let's see through the NHTSA files. Engine. Okay, crashes too. Okay, CRV. So there is really nothing alarming about 218. Let's see 217. Engine problems. High oil level gas. So it's not too much oil consumption like that of Toyota because that can take a whole lot of $3,000 to $4,000. So this is not an issue, guys. From here, we can tell for a fact that Honda makes better engine than Toyota. Unarguably, no excessive oil consumption is a win, whether I like it or not. Now look at the transmission issues. Let's see what the transmission issues It's like here, I'm trying to see the big figures in money. That is my point. So look at it, guys. We're seeing a win on the Honda aspect here. Let's see Electrica. Electrica doesn't take much money, guys. It doesn't. Look at the figure right there. That's my point. So you watch this video again on Toyota and see where the big wallet is going down. Let's see 2015, that has the highest record. Engine problems and transmission problem. Let's take a look at it and see if any of, okay, let's see if any of it is vibrate like crazy, dies in reverse. That's not a problem on engine, guys. What do I mean by that's not a problem? It doesn't cost a lot of money. It's when it doesn't cost a lot of money, it is not a big damage. Let's see the transmission issue. Vibration. Okay, so the same vibration that was occurring on the engine, the typical cost 0. Okay, so that's on Honda CR-V. We're going to check Honda Accord, but I don't think there is any problem in those models. That's why the chart was showing down. Drivetrain, excessive vibration. So Honda win even in their mid SUVs. Let's see 2014, which is next to engine problems and hub problems, grinding noise on startup. Look at the typical cost. So guys, I know a lot of people are not going to like this. A lot of Toyota users will never want to like this, but here is the fact. The fact is right here. I want to go back to, let's take a look at the Accord model. Maybe that is where the big wallets that hit a lot of, I think that's the first one we checked, right? That's the, okay, let's see Odyssey or Pilot. Which of them has the biggest score is 2005. Body paint problem. Body paint problem. Sliding door. Okay, yeah, body and body paint problem. Paint peeling. What did $360. Okay, it's also recorded engine problem. But I know you can never compare Honda engine. I know for sure because okay, typical repair cost stock converter is around 1,008. Sorry. Okay, 2,900. Transmission failure, 8 reports. You can't compare all these things to Toyota. You can't. None of them, no Honda issue even reached $6,000 on a certain repair like we have $20,000 and above on 2019 Toyota RAV4, which is Honda CR-V in the other aspect. I hope you guys are getting my point. So transmission issue 44, shuddering, okay, $2,444. Look at the miles that it started occurring, 90,000 miles. Transmission failure 90,000, 3,560. Repair cost and rebuild. So whining noise, that's gonna be torque converter leaking, transmission also. Okay, let's go to Pilot. It has 1,690 lodged complaints. So if you guys take a look at the video here, I think I devoted more time trying to find problems in Honda than I did in Toyota. Let's see the 219 interior accessories problem. Those are no problem. Okay, we have a transmission issue, 16 lodged complaint, jacks, slips. Okay, over 9,000. That's like a new car. Okay, go to 216. Honda Pilot, transmission problem leads. 38 problem, transmission jacks. It's a minor issue, guys. It's a minor issue. Okay. After this whole thing, I'm gonna give my remark on these two cars. And if you are searching for the problem, if you are trying to gaslight this company, transmission failure on 2003, typical cost, and look at average mile 123, almost like half of the lifespan of the vehicle, and it's more than half. And total complaints, 64 complaints. D-light blinking, yeah, which is due to bad shift solenoid when engaged in third gear. Did I even provide any service, technical service bulletin? Look at it at 136 smile. Okay, guys, let's see the NTHA file. So, my closing remark on this is, for a lot of you guys who don't know who these two guys I'm comparing today are, which is Toyota and Honda. Toyota is not a mechanic. Toyota build cars, and Toyota only build cars. Honda from inception is a mechanic, if you know the history. You can't expect someone who takes something for a business and someone who takes something for a hobby than a business at the same time. One is an enthusiast who builds his car by himself. So that reputation to build a better engine is always going to be there. I want you to go and look at the newer Honda model engines, the Edgrims engines. The 4-cylinder or the 6-cylinder, whichever. Now, I also want to give you guys a sneak peek. I've been following these two guys. And that is why I often say this, and that's the truth. Toyota was made cheap for affordability, and that is why it spread like wildfire and gained popularity. Honda was not made cheap. Compare it with each other. Compare Toyota Camry and Honda Accord. You see the interiors. The other one was made of cheap plastics. The interior settings, in fact, of Honda is comparing with BMW and Volkswagen. Their dashboard is like 1 in a million. These guys are building private jets. They're building flying boats. They're building supercars, not just supercars. They are building Formula One car and comparing head to head. In fact, pairing head to head and winning championship. Toyota never got 4th place in Formula One. That is to tell you how terrible. Because for you to win in Formula One, your engine has to be top notch to pair head to head with Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton. I hope you guys are getting the bigger picture. So it is not just about building a beautiful aerodynamics like they were doing in Lexus. No, it's the engine that played that critical role. Then the driver who is behind the wheel becomes the next. If the car is poorly designed, it's not a performance car, it can't win that race, even though if you have a Dominator behind the seat or Lewis Hamilton, it's not going to do any magic. So what am I saying in essence? What I'm trying to say is, if you see Red Bull Honda in the racetrack, it speaks for the rest of the Honda Accord, Honda Civic, Honda CR-V, Honda Pilot, every Honda fleet, including every Honda private jet, boat, and all that. Then, if you don't see Toyota Formula One car in race pit, or you saw the previous ones that only made it at 5th position, is it about 6 podium and 200 something points, then that tells you that's the same record that Toyota's RAV4, Toyota, Lexus, and others. That is the record they hold in the real world. The fact is not far-fetched from that, guys. That is my critical analysis and assessment of whichever car and how they represent themselves. So, if you take a look at what Lewis Hamilton Mercedes is doing in the race pit, compare it with what Mercedes is doing in the real world. Their engine is one of the most durable engines. Their parts are also. So, then we talk about Ferrari. So, winning in the Formula One arena also translates to how these guys built their car off the racetrack. If they build a car that can't compete competently to win in the racetrack, then they are equally doing the same in the real world that cannot compete with other cars. That is the philosophy behind it. That's why you're seeing a lot of people, a lot of them are struggling. So if they're struggling to build their car through their R&D, to build their car to win the race in the race pit, they can't build it better. And I even forgot to mention MotoGP Honda, guys, generators. So if they are struggling, if the manufacturers are struggling to build a car that's going to win the Formula One championship, that is not where their strength ends. They are also competing also to build a better car in the real world. But if they can't compete to win the race, to build their car to win the race in the Formula One, then they can't compete in the real world to beat other cars in the performance. Period. So in this competition here, you can see Honda won clearly. It's not about the complaint that was lodged. It's about how much that is spent fixing their car that got ruined. you can do the fact check. Now, if we go into looking statistics right now, you might see a different thing. The Toyota own might be less, and Honda might be more, and that's what we call politics. But when we're seeing through Carfax, through car companies right now, only 2019 Toyota RAV4 knocked out everything. In fact, that is where Toyota legacy about terrible engines, terrible engineering hits hard. There is no any Honda repair that got a score of $5,000. Not to talk about $10,000 before we start talking about $20,000. Let's go back to it again. Toyota car complaints, right? Car complaint. Let's just take a look at that figure again. Let's take a look at it. And clearly told you RAV4 issues. Okay, there's no kind of acceleration. Okay, it was actually a transmission issue that, look at it there, $20,000. I didn't even check others. I didn't even check the engine problems. Okay, no data yet. Excessive oil consumption still came all the way to RAV4. So you see a lot of problems of Honda engine. They have little to no engine issues. I wasn't surprised. Come to Nigeria, guys, and see where it is running like bullet is Toyota engines, is Toyota shocks, suspensions, ball joints, shafts, drive shaft, and all that. So guys, you can be free to drop whatever your comment you felt in your own comparison. You can go and look at the data up and come over here to drop whatever you think in the comment section about your own perception about the comparison between Toyota and Honda, who makes better cars. There are a lot of my audience who are going to be, and friends who are going to be happy with what I did today to investigate, to go into this investigation through already set record, past record, and present records. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.